Well, guys, here's on the 2018 catalog. They sent me these extra pages. I don't know why. They must have felt that was missing stuff they wanted to put in the 2018, so they sent these. As you see, we got the 1/16 scale tanks and the 1/25 scale tanks that are recontrolled. And here's one of the new trucks at that time. Shows the actuator for the bed. Here they have the Dancing Rider. I think this was new at the time. I think they just came out with it at this time period. Could be wrong about that. And I think I thought the G601 was available before the Dancing Rider. I didn't think it was newer than the other one, the semi that they have. As you see here, they brought back in 2018 that body for and painted. I think it's pre-painted. I could be wrong. Was it pre-painted? It might have been pre-painted. But it might have not have been. I thought this was a pre-painted body that came out, but I don't think it was on the Mercedes. But they brought that back, and there's the Pajero metal top wide, and the Grasshopper 2, which I thought was, oh, it says it's bouncing back, so I assume they had it gone for a little bit. I don't know. I thought they kept that around forever. Of course, here 2017, the year before, they brought back the Top Force, and I think they brought back the Big Wig at that time, or the Big Wig might have been a year earlier. There's the Dancing Rider. I don't know why I have 2 pages of this. And then they had this new vehicle at the time, a new semi. And here's the semis. They were out at the time, and it has the sound stuff on it, and some other things. Here's the front of that catalog. Back of this catalog. See what they have here. They start out with the trucks first. Sorry, I'm trying to get all of this in here. I don't know if I can get it all in here. I'm sorry if I can't. Here's all the hop-ups for it. Sorry if I have to show this upside down or on the side to get that whole page in. And here they are showing those pages that I thought, I don't know why they sent extra of those. See, this was a 12 scale Volkswagen they had back in the day. It would have been nice if they would have made that 10 scale too. They could have put it on an FF chassis. And the new body for was out then, and so was this one. The NSU, which originally NSU was bought out by Audi. Audi bought them back when this car was made. It's the rally car. Oh, look, you see they even showed the Dancing Rider here again. I don't know why they sent me those extra pieces. And I don't remember if that piece showed the manta ray, but they show the school bus. as you see. Manta Ray was out there, came out in 2018 again. And here's the Plasma Black Metallic. That was a body, I think, that came already painted, as well as a pre-painted CC01 of the Pajero. And these were limited edition cars. Both, even the buggy, the Plasma Edge 2, they were limited edition cars. As well as the Manta Ray was a limited edition they show. Here's the drift cars. One of the drift cars. Here's the TO2S chassis for the 037 rally car, which was on a shorter wheelbase. You know, this body, they had a body like this, not as nice, but back in the day where they had a two-wheel drive rally car version of this, but it looked nothing like this car. I mean, it did to a point, but the chassis was completely different. Here's a limited edition Subaru Impreza Mexico 2004 edition. There's the TRF 103 chassis kit for Formula One, as you see. And the TA07R came out chassis kit, which I think the TAOs are all belt driven. Here's this page. Just shows you some stuff, and this is, I think, the expert built cars. Here we got another Plasma Edge 2B. When I saw that they had the black metallic one, actually it was cheaper than the original one that you have to paint, which I don't understand, but they were. The painted body ones usually are cheaper with Tamiya, which is weird. As you see, there was a limited edition here, Neo Scorcher Blue Metallic, and a Dual Ridge Black Metallic limited edition. And here's the regular Neo Scorcher, and here's the Dual Ridge. Here's the DT03s that were out here. They have a limited edition Racing Fighter Chrome Metallic DT03 that they came out with. Would have loved to have had that. Actually, I would have loved to have any of these cars. But, and here was the MF01X chassis. Here's a lot of the comical. Here's a lot of the comical ones that were based on the two-wheel drive, the WR02 chassis. These are all comicals except for the CW01. They don't consider it a comical on CW01 with the black edition of the lunchbox. And the Midnight Pumpkin Metallic Special, which was probably cheaper than the original one. And then they showed that two-story truck that they use in mining right here, the GF01. This is 1/24th scale, believe it or not, because the vehicle is based on something very big. And here's the, and these are all four-wheel drives. These are like the Midnight Pumpkin and lunchboxes, but they're four-wheel drive chassis of them. Here's the XV01 vehicles at the time, and the DT02s. And here's the semi version of the G601. There's all their off-road cars that they had available at that time. And here is the CR01 car. I think they're still making these. And the CC01s at the time. I had an Isuzu version of this lowrider chassis with the same rims and tires. But if this one was out at that time when I had that one, the Isuzu was a hard body. This is I think is a Lexan body, partly carbonated body. I would have preferred this one over the Isuzu. But someone told me that they think this chassis is shorter than the Isuzu one I had. It's possible. If I were to get the CR01 cars, I'd get this one first. It has the lower center of gravity because of the body, I think. The Bruiser was back. I think they're still selling this kit. I could be wrong, the Bruiser. I think the Bruiser still might be on the market, but I could be wrong. And then they have the Hilux models. More 1/16 scale tanks, ready control tanks. Tamiya, if you're gonna, Tamiya is known for making some of the best military diorama static models in the industry for the hobby. I mean, back before the RC. But these, I mean, a lot of people like the other company because it shoots airsoft pellets. But if I were to get a tank, I would prefer the Tamiyas, and they're very expensive. And Tamiya makes some of the best military scale vehicles you can buy, but they're expensive, these tanks. Here is some TT02 chassis at the time. And here's the drift ones. Sorry to show you sideways music because I can't. I'd have to move the camera to actually do it the other way around where you can see both of them, because this is not going to get under it while it's opened. The catalog's not going to get on there. Here's the Pro version of the TA07. I don't know if they're still making the FF03s. They might not be, which is unfortunate because the front wheel drive chassis are really fun. As you see here, the TA07s have different motor positions you can make for the car for different handling characteristics. And here's the racing trucks. I think the racing trucks came out that year. See? And then there's the M07 concept chassis. And here are the M06s. And the M05s, I think they still make them, and they all have M08s, but their concept body is considered the concept chassis right now. And as you see, you have a lowrider Midnight Pumpkin, but it's 12 scale on this chassis. At the time, these were the front-wheel drive versions you could get of the M05. And then they had the Ferrari TDF F12. And look at that. They had a lot of, the LaFerrari was not an expert built, but, or these were all expert built models. But this is what they had. They had a lot of Ferraris for the expert built chassis. And they were all on different chassis. You see, you had a LaFerrari on a TT02, and a TT02 for the other Ferrari, for the Drift, the Challenger. And the TA06 for the 99XX was on a belt-driven chassis. And they also had the F104 chassis for the Formula One. And the TDF F12. It was on a TT02 chassis. Okay, here's a the expert built vehicles that were available. Now they have, it's called, they don't have these anymore, the expert builts. They're using something else where you put in your own electronics. I forgot the name of what they're calling them now. But I don't know, it's going to be hard to find the expert builts. And none of the expert builts ever come with ball bearings, which I think is unfortunate. If you're going to pay over $300 for the whole setup, they should at least give you the ball bearings in the car, fully made. Do have a problem with that. Here's the hop-ups for the TT02B. My Grasshopper has this motor, the dirt tuned. Here's the for the DT03s. Here is the GT tune, which whenever I get a Hornet one day, that motor's going into it, the GT tune. And that's for the TT02 hop-ups. Here are the hop-ups for the TT01. Believe it or not, this lightly tuned 28-turn brushed motor is actually faster than the Silver Can. They have extra degrees of timing, and they got better brushes on it, and therefore it has more RPM, and it's a better motor, so you actually will get more speed out of that 28-turn than you do the 27-turn. Sport tune, which is no longer black. There's more lightly tuned for the MO7 concept chassis. They have it, like I said, they have now an MO8 one, which would be the rear-wheel drive version of the MO7, of course. Here's the brushless motors that Tamiya makes. They call them Tamiya brushless motors 02. They have a 10.5 turn here and a 15.5 turn. And I know they had a lot lower than that. I think they went down to 3.5 and up from there. This here might be for their this might be their oil or silicone oil for their diffs, because they're now making, at this time they start, I think, making fluid oil-filled diffs now for their cars. They're starting to do that, and it's happening more regularly on all their cars. This is the stuff from California. This is all California, I think. They do there, and you can, and here are all the hop-up parts on the back page. And don't forget, guys, I think in the United States, you can get these for free. You won't have to pay $11 for them or something like that. Because I've been getting them for free. So if you like the content, please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and I'll be seeing you later with another catalog eventually soon. It'll be the volume 2 instead of the volume 1 of this. This is the volume 1. Volume 2 of 2018, because I come out with 2 a year. Bye.